Last week, we uncovered something most Americans had never heard of: the AI farming takeover. We talked about how John Deere quietly transformed from a tractor company into an AI robotics company, how autonomous tractors now run entire fields through a mobile app, and how Gen Z, not boomers, not millennials, is positioned to become the next generation of US farmers. Today, we're going deeper into the economics: food prices, supply chains, retail margins, global competition, farming jobs. Because AI in farming isn't just a cute tech headline. It's about to reshape your grocery bill, your job market, and America's economic power for the next 20 years. Hi, I'm Imani, your AI career coach. My mission is to help you rise above the noise, stand out above the rest, and thrive in the AI era, even when entire industries flip beneath your feet. Welcome back to the Crisis Tracker series, where we follow the trends, the data, and the real workforce shifts happening behind the automation headlines. If you're following this series, hit the thumbs up so more people see this. And subscribe, because every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we break down the layoffs, the hires, and the shifts shaping your career. So, let's start with the question that's probably at the top of everyone's mind. How will AI farming change food prices, supply, and production costs? Most people phrase it this way: if farming becomes easier, will food become more affordable? The answer is yes, eventually. But not just because robots are cheaper than human labor. The real reasons are deeper and more structural. First, AI doesn't just make farming faster, it increases yield. Autonomous tractors plant straighter lines. AI calculates the right seed density instead of guessing. Drone scouting catches crop disease early. Soil sensors prevent overwatering and underwatering. A 2024 USDA pilot test found that AI-optimized farms produced 15 to 22% higher yields in corn, soy, and wheat compared to traditional methods. More yield means more food. More food means a higher supply. Higher supply puts downward pressure on prices over time. Second, AI reduces the guesswork cost. Farming used to rely heavily on intuition. Does this field need water? Will this be a good crop year? Did pests damage too much acreage? Every time you guess wrong, you pay for it in wasted water, wasted fertilizer, or lost crops. AI removes a lot of that uncertainty, and uncertainty is expensive. When you take uncertainty out of production, you stabilize yield. And a more stable yield leads to more stable prices. Oh. Finally, third, AI helps slash waste. Right now, about 40% of US crops never make it to sale. That's food lost to poor timing, disease, logistics, and miscalculations. With better forecasting, pest detection, and supply chain coordination, AI can cut that waste significantly, potentially by half. Less waste means lower total costs in the system, and that creates more room for prices to stabilize instead of spike. So no, you're probably not going to wake up next year to groceries that are suddenly half off. But over the next decade, AI is likely to mean fewer shortages, fewer shock spikes at the store, and a more predictable food budget for families. Now, let's zoom out beyond the grocery aisle, because AI in farming isn't just a local story, it's a global power shift. Around the world, other countries are moving quickly. China has already deployed hundreds of thousands of autonomous agricultural machines. India is piloting AI soil analysis systems across major farming states. Brazil is testing autonomous sugarcane harvesters in some of its largest fields. If those countries scale AI farming faster than we do, they could dominate global food exports and set the terms for prices worldwide. But John Deere's AI tractors are some of the first fully autonomous, app-driven machines capable of running entire farms without a human inside the cab. That means America suddenly has a chance to stay competitive in agriculture, even with a shrinking and aging farming population. And this is where Gen Z comes in. Older farmers see this technology and feel unsure, overwhelmed, or just tired of the idea of learning one more system. Gen Z sees the same technology and thinks, this looks like a dashboard. This looks like an app. This looks like something I can run. They're not intimidated by automation. They understand software updates, remote control, cloud dashboards, and metrics. For them, farmland plus automation doesn't look like punishment. It looks like a business opportunity. Okay, so let's address the hard question directly. Will AI replace farm workers? The honest answer? In many ways, it already has. AI did not replace farmers as decision makers. AI replaced farm labor as muscle. All the repetitive, physical, time-consuming tasks. Plowing, planting, seeding, watering, spraying, analyzing, harvesting can now be handled by machines. What used to take a crew of workers can be supervised by one person with a screen. So yes, thousands of traditional farm labor jobs will decline. But at the same time, something new is emerging on the other side. We're already seeing the rise of new AI-driven farming roles. Autonomous tractor fleet technicians, drone crop analysts, AI soil data specialists, precision agriculture engineers, regenerative farming consultants, sustainability algorithm auditors, farm-to-cloud systems operators. These roles are far more technical, far more specialized, and far better compensated, with projected salaries between $72,000 and $120,000 annually by 2030. And who's best positioned to step into those roles? The generation that grew up on technology, not tractors, Gen Z. Now, let's talk about why Gen Z is so likely to take over American farmland. First, farming is shifting from physical to digital. Most Gen Z workers are not interested in 105-degree field work from sunrise to sunset, but they are very interested in running apps, managing systems, and operating technology-driven businesses. Second, farming is becoming a form of data-driven entrepreneurship. Gen Z loves analytics, automation, building digital businesses, having side hustles, and making content. With drones, dashboards, and AI forecasting, they can run a farm the way they might run an e-commerce store, tracking numbers, optimizing performance, and adjusting strategy in real time. Third, they can inherit land without inheriting the same level of physical labor. This is a huge psychological shift. The hard life image of farming is the main reason many children and grandchildren walked away from family land. If AI removes most of that physical strain, what's left is ownership, production, and income, without the same level of physical sacrifice. Fourth, some Gen Z farmers will even turn their operations into content businesses. You will see AI farm influencer channels, live streams of autonomous tractors working fields, behind-the-scenes looks at dashboards, and educational content about running a high-tech farm. Farming becomes not just agriculture, but also media, branding, and education. Now, let's come back to the question, will food become more affordable? The most realistic answer is this. AI will probably not make food dirt cheap, but it should make prices more stable and crises less frequent. On the benefits side, AI lowers operational costs by reducing wasted fuel, fertilizer, water, and labor. It boosts yield, increases supply, and helps prevent devastating crop failures. That gives the entire system more cushion. On the risk side, there are trade-offs. We could see more corporate consolidation as large companies buy up land and invest heavily in AI systems, squeezing out smaller farmers who can't keep up with the tech curve. There's also tech dependency. If the systems fail or networks go down, production can stall. And there's a digital divide for older farmers who may not have the training, support, or confidence to adopt these tools quickly. So, what's the likely outcome by 2030? Food prices probably won't drop dramatically, but the wild price swings you've seen in recent years should calm down. Grocery inflation is likely to stabilize. Yields may rise 15 to 25% on many AI optimized farms. More farms will survive instead of shutting down, and overall, the food system becomes more resilient. That's a win, especially when you think about feeding a growing population. In part one, we said something that hit home for a lot of you. You can now teach your grands to farm without the struggle you endured. Let's expand that idea. Older farmers can now pass down land without passing down exhaustion. Gen Z can accept that land without rejecting the lifestyle outright. AI is the bridge between two generations who both love the land, but hated the physical labor that deteriorated their bodies over time. So this isn't the end of farming. This is the rebirth of farming. If farming becomes easier, automated, tech-driven, profitable, and entrepreneurial, would you teach it to your grands? And would they say yes? Drop your answer below and add hashtag AI Coach Imani to join next week's discussion. This has been your Crisis Tracker Report, the AI Farming Takeover, Part 2, Economics, Food Pricing, and Workforce Disruption. The crisis is real, but so is the opportunity. Every disruption is a strategy moment. Use this one to your advantage. The future belongs to those who prepare.